first had the most wonderful opportunity to meet Father Martin in February of 1976 when he was a guest lecturer at Hidden Brook, a treatment center in Bel Air, Maryland, where I at the time was actually a patient. After his lecture, he and I had the opportunity, bundled up in some coats, to sit in some rocking chairs on the front porch there at Hidden Brook, and we talked about recovery. And what I was most struck by then and still remember today was his humor, his simplicity in how to address problems, challenges, and difficulties, and also how easily he was able to touch somebody's heart and how quickly he was able to do that. Those three things have been guiding principles, both in my recovery walk of 41 years and also in my professional journey now of 39 years in the addiction treatment world. I am absolutely passionate about recovery. I'm passionate about the recovery of the individual alcoholic and addict as well as the recovery of each and every individual family member. I know that when families heal, addiction and alcoholism become lifelong journeys for everyone in the family, and generations change. A little over about a quarter of a century ago, a little more than a quarter of a century ago, I became 100% committed to the treatment of women that suffer from substance use disorders, as well as pregnant women and women that had children that were young and needed to be in treatment with them. And I became committed to those populations of women because of how few really accessed care. It was also because of the lack of research around the modalities, the clinical modalities that actually worked in helping women create lifelong journeys of recovery, not only for themselves, but for their children and their families as well. In addition to that, pregnant women could rarely access care when they wanted to, so the barriers were insurmountable. And women that had children, young school-age children, that could not access treatment if they could not bring their children into care with them. So from that day to this day, I have stayed 100% committed to ensuring that the modalities of care meet the women's needs, that access is there, and that barriers are reduced. I am honored that on May 17th at the Four Seasons, Ashley Addiction Treatment is honoring myself. I was blown away, and those of you that don't know me will find out, I'm sure, on the 17th how easily I cry because of the deep emotion that I have about my own personal recovery, everyone else's personal recovery, and about treatment of addiction, a lot of which was birthed out of my knowing Father Martin. And so knowing them as a premier treatment center in the nation and having them call, Martha called me, and I cried when she called me to indicate that I was going to be honored. I was just absolutely moved to tears. So I look forward to meeting anyone and everyone that's going to be there, and I hope that my humor, my simplicity, and my ability to touch one's heart, just like Father Martin, are felt that day. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone on May 17th.